Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We discovering the fascinating history of 1981 Liberty 1 cent coin. Please like, share and subscribe for more videos. Let's start it.
Small, round, and often overlooked the humble 1 cent coin has been part of America's pocket change for more than 2 centuries. But in 1981, something remarkable was happening behind the scenes of this everyday coin. Today, we are diving into the history of the 1981 Liberty 1 cent coin, its design, its legacy, and why it still captures the imagination of collectors today. Chapter 1: Penny's place in American history. The story of the 1981 penny can't be told without stepping back. The cent, introduced in 1793, was the very first coin struck by the United States Mint. Over the years, it transformed from large copper discs to the smaller coins we know today. By the early 20th century, the cent had become not just a tool of commerce, but a canvas for national identity. Chapter 2: The Lincoln Cent and its legacy. In 1909, the cent underwent a revolution. President Abraham Lincoln became the first historical figure featured on a U.S. coin, replacing the old Liberty designs. Victor David Brenner's portrait of Lincoln, introduced for his 100th birthday, was instantly iconic. For decades, Americans carried Lincoln in their pockets, with the famous wheat ears, reverse lasting until 1958. Then, in 1959, the reverse design changed again, this time to the Lincoln Memorial, celebrating 150 years since Lincoln's birth. Chapter 3: Entering the 1980s. By 1981, the United States was entering a new decade. Political change, economic challenges, and inflation all shaped daily life. And the penny? Well, it was becoming more expensive to make than its own face value. Still, millions of these coins were produced each year, serving as both workhorses of commerce and tiny pieces of history. Chapter 4: The 1981 Liberty 1 cent coin. So what makes the 1981 penny special? Officially known as the Lincoln Memorial Cent, it continued. Brenner's portrait of Lincoln on the obverse and Frank Gasparro's image of the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. On the front, we see the familiar words "In God We Trust," Liberty, and the date 1981 marking the final full year, before a major transformation in the penny's composition. Chapter 5: The Copper Crisis. Here's the twist: the 1981 penny was among the last to be made primarily of copper. For more than a century, cents had been struck in a composition of 95% copper and 5% zinc or tin. But by the early 1980s, rising metal prices meant that the penny was worth more melted down than spent. In 1982, the U.S. Mint changed the composition to a zinc core with just a thin copper plating. That means 1981 marked the end of an era, the last generation of true copper pennies. Chapter 6: Mints and Varieties. In 1981, the U.S. Mint struck pennies at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia coins bore no mint mark. Denver coins carried the familiar D, and San Francisco coins were minted as proofs for collectors. There were also 2 varieties of the S mint mark known as the Type 1 and Type 2 proofs, making the 1981 cent especially interesting to numismatists. Chapter 7: Collectabilities and Values. So, a 1981 penny's worth more than 1 cent today. Most circulated examples remain just face value, but uncirculated and proof versions can be valuable, especially the rarer 1981 S-Type 2 proofs. High-grade copper cents from this year are also popular among collectors because they mark the closing chapter of the classic copper penny era. Chapter 8: Cultural Icon. The penny has always been more than a coin. It's a symbol of good luck, of a penny saved is a penny earned, and of everyday American life. In 1981, people likely didn't realize the little copper cent in their pockets would soon be history. Today, it stands as a reminder of change both in our economy and our traditions. Chapter 9: The Legacy of the 1981 penny. In hindsight, the 1981 penny is a transitional piece, a bridge between the classic copper coins of the past and the modern plated coins of today. It carries with it more than just the image of Lincoln. It represents the resilience of a nation's smallest denomination. surviving changes in design, composition, and even debates about whether it should exist at all. So next time you spot a 1981 penny, take a moment to look closer. That tiny coin tells a story of American history, economy, and tradition. It's not just 1 cent, it's a piece of the past, and the smallest coin of that can carry the biggest history.